This week on a festive Previews World Weekly, we're discussing who would win between Superman and Santa, what Galactus's favorite Christmas snack is, and we're finally settling the debate. Is Die Hard a Christmas movie? It's all happening right now on Previews World Weekly.
What's up, Previews World? It's Wednesday. It's New Comic Book Day, which means it's time for Previews World Weekly. I'm one of your hosts, Troy Jeffrey Allen.
I'm your other host, Ashton Greenwood, aka the Duchess of Free Comic Book Day, in the most festive garb I could come up with.
Yeah, and I actually, I knew that you were going to wear something festive. I knew it was going to happen, and I was like, I tried, but I told you this off camera. I have a Santa hat, but it can't fit my big old head, so...
All right, you get points for at least finding that, coming up with it.
So we're just going with the patented beanie at this point. Like, this is just going to be here to stay. So anyway, I'm going to say it right now. We're going to announce the 3 prize winners throughout the show, right? So just kind of chill out. Wait, Merry Christmas. Thank you, Dave.
Merry
Thank you very much,
guys.
But yeah, we're going to make you guys wait a little because we want you guys to watch the show, and we're going to regale you with our charm and our clever dialogue and our hilarious one-liners. So
Yep.
Just hang out with us for an hour. Like, it'll be worth it. I guarantee you. You know what? Worth it might be too strong.
It'll be
entertaining. It'll be entertaining in the way that a car accident is entertaining. How about that? Brian Jonathan Brickles. Merry Christmas, guys and gals. Thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. Oh, man, we're getting like a bunch of Merry Christmas, Jack Powell. Thank you very much, my man. I appreciate it. All right. So real quick, let's get this out of the way, right? I'm pretty certain that the biggest movie of 2021, right, opened last week. No spoilers, but we do want to talk about this just a little bit, right?
Yes.
Ashton, you have not seen Spider-Man Far From Home, right?
I have not. I admittedly didn't feel like fighting with the opening weekend crowd about it, so I just bagged it, but I am desperate to see it.
Right. I said Far From Home. No Way Home. I always butcher that.
Whatever.
I always get it wrong. And you know who's also in the company, in my company, also butchering it all the time is Johnny Rose, producer Johnny Rose. Neither one of us can keep the title straight, but I think it's safe to say that we both loved this movie, right?
Yeah. Good film. Good
film. All right. So no spoilers. I will say this much. This movie made me like certain things that I've had problems with in the past.
Ooh, interesting.
Right. And so for that reason, it was that for many reasons, but for that one reason, that was worth it. And Johnny, I think it was last week, right? You ranked your all-time Spider-Man movies, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't it last week? Mm-hmm. All right.
That was a couple weeks ago when we did a top 5.
All right. Where does this fall on your list?
Ooh.
I'd say top 2.
Okay.
Wow.
Right. Cool.
Remind us what your number 1 was.
Number 1 was Spider-Man 2.
Okay, right. That's right. Yeah.
And just because I thought Alfred Molina's performance of Doc Ock was really good. And it's no spoiler that he's in this one.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he's in the trailer.
He's in the trailer. And just to see him back in that role, and he plays it really well. It's like a day hasn't passed since he stepped out of that role.
It really is. Yeah. And yeah, I won't give anything away either, but I will say that my list, here we go, right? Spider-Man 2, Spider-Verse, No Way Home. So No Way Home is at the number 1 spot with me.
Oh, you're going from bottom up to the top.
Yeah. So,
okay, I wouldn't.
Sorry, I definitely did it wrong. It should have been.
Yeah, you lost.
Anyway, well, yeah, No Way Home's at the top. So yeah, Spider-Man 2 number 3, Spider-Verse number 2, No Way Home number 1. So yeah.
I just want to say, for those of you who haven't seen it yet and you're going into this expecting to see people, like if you've read spoilers and this and that, don't believe everything that you read. And I'll say this, I think we might have talked about this on the show, but prior to seeing the movie, for some reason, when I bought my tickets on Fandango, I went and looked at the cast and the crew, and it showed all kinds of stuff and the actors that were not in the movie.
Right, yeah.
So, like here, it showed that Kirsten Dunst was going to be in this.
So
it showed James Franco in this.
Interesting.
It showed Joe Manganiello in this. It showed Rosemary Harris, who played the original Aunt May.
You're right, yeah. So
not all of those people are in that, if any. So don't believe what you're reading. So just go into this movie, clear your mind, zen yourself out. Clear your mind. Become one with the Force. Go in, No expectations. Just sit down and enjoy yourself and have a good time because it's a good movie.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, all right, that's a huge recommend from the two of us. And Ashton, I look forward to your reaction when we re-up in a couple of days. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to try and get to it over the holiday weekend. So hopefully we can talk about it next week.
All right, cool. I'm kind of bummed that I can't see The Matrix in theaters this week. I just won't have time to do it. I kind of used up my coronavirus risk assessments going to see Spider-Man. So I feel like I got to space it out. At least I won't see it until maybe a few weeks out when it's not like buzzing like you said at the movie theater. So
well, Troy, are you wanting to see it at the theater because it's on HBO Max?
I do. Okay, and I feel like I'm going to end up seeing it on HBO Max probably more than likely, but I would rather see it in the theater. Let me put it like that. And West Side Story. I also want to see that. And The Kingsman. Like I want to see that as well. So, I'm going to have to pick and choose my battles in terms of how badly I want to see these things. Ashton.
Troy.
I feel like our viewers need a little bit of a reminder about Free Comic Book Day.
I'm ready. Can you
do it for us. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Free Comic Book Day is back in action on the first Saturday in May, Saturday, May 7th, 2022, at your local comic book shop. Last week, we announced all of the books that will be available for free. Let me say it again, for free. On May 7th, the total list ends up being 46 titles. So you'll have really a lot to pick from there. There's 3 Marvel titles. There's all kinds of really good licensed titles. If you're a more casual comic book fan, there's Pokemon and Buffy and Stranger Things and just anything you could wish for. So you can see the full list at freecomicbookday.com. If you can't wait and you urgently need to see the list, you can find it there. Also, at the end of the show, we'll play a video for you that'll flip through all of the titles.
Absolutely. All right. And also, I'm getting, someone said, is No Way Home, I guess it's a small spoiler, is No Way Home a Christmas movie? What do you say, Johnny?
No.
Okay. All right. Fine.
And I'm going to say this.
That was very decisive.
Yeah, it was very decisive.
Just because a movie takes place during Christmas does not necessarily make it a Christmas movie.
I felt like that was petty, Troy.
We're going to get into this later. We're going to get into this later.
We're either going to settle this debate once and for all. It killed me.
It's a steel cage match to the death.
All right. All right. How about we jump into what's the comic shops real quick, so we can get to the prizes and get to the grand debate about Die Hard, right? All right. What's the comic shops? Here's Anamia with everything that's available at your local comic shop today, right before Christmas.
Hey Previews World, Mia here with a look at what's at comic shops for the week of December 22nd, 2021. So let's jump on in, and happy holidays! And we're just getting started. The world of comics has even more to offer. So, stop at a shop already, and you might just find your new favorite thing. See ya!
All right. And you can catch Anamia every Monday at your local comic shop. Every Monday on Previews World. Just head over to Previews World on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Well, she's on the Free Comic Book Day TikTok as well. And it's just at Previews World, and you can catch what's the comic shops every single week. Courtesy of us. All right. Speaking of what's at comic shops, guys in the chat, let us know what you're getting this week. Just drop it in the chat. Let us know. We'll pop it up on screen. But now let's have a quick discussion, and we'll also open this up to the chat about the nerdiest holiday gifts.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments. Thank you, Johnny. Very cool.
Just for those who are watching, this is going to be a little bit of a different format. We're just taking it easy. It's the end of the year. This is like our Previews World weekly holiday party, so to speak.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, it is. Right. Yeah. I like that actually. Didn't think about that, but that's kind of what it is. I like that. I think that's cool.
So we want to talk about what our nerdiest holiday gifts are that we ever got.
All right. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like Ashton might have an interesting one. What is the nerdiest holiday gift you've ever had?
Okay. So I don't know if you remember these. I feel like they were everywhere when I was in elementary school. So around the time, like between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and they made these plastic lightsabers in like all of the different colors. Like they made, Anakin's and Obi-Wan's and Luke's and Darth Vader's and I just said Darth Vader's, Yoda's, that's the other one. And Mace Windu. So my brother and I got these. At some point we had all of the colors, red, green, purple, blue, the whole nine. And these were the best. It was such a novel concept at the time they came out. You would like push down that little red button on the hilt and you would fling it out as hard as you could, as violently as you could. And the lightsaber part would come out and it would like probably get stuck and you have to like yank it out the rest of the way.
Right.
And you beat the hell out of your siblings. It was the best. And we probably broke all of them more than once. Like we probably had several generations because we were like, oh, we broke the Anakin one. We need a new Anakin one.
No, absolutely. No, I was actually going to ask you if it was the collapsible one, but like it was like so it was the three-part one, but the last part didn't go all the way in, right? Oh, I guess some of them did.
It did, but you would have to you'd really have to jam it back in there.
Right, yeah. Actually, you know what? I just realized, I was like, no, wait a minute. The problem was that, you would have to jam that last part in. And after a while, I think mine just got stuck. So I just couldn't do anything with it.
Well, it depended on how forceful you flung the thing out.
Right, yeah.
You have to do it as forceful as possible. That's the requirement. You have to.
So we have one of those too. We don't have the one that pushes a little button. You just fling it out. And my son Carter, he still plays with it. So because you're not playing with daddy's $250 lightsabers. No, you can have
that you got from Disney World. No, absolutely. You know what, Ashton, I'm right there with you. I definitely remember that, and that is definitely a memory of mine from going way back. I got Captain Quinn in here saying evening at Previews World and all. And real quick, Avengers 51 would have been on my list, but they didn't ship it in time. Oh, that's too bad. There's a lot of shipping delays, guys. So definitely kind of check with your local comic shop before you rush on over there to pick up something that you're expecting. And that's everybody. Everybody's having shipping delays. Like I actually have been waiting for a table from Best Buy for about 3 weeks now. So I totally understand. Yeah, absolutely. Dave Brown Schindler says Star Trek and Star Wars Hallmark Christmas tree ornaments was the nerdiest Christmas gift he got.
Oh, I have a story. This year, we were decorating my tree with a bunch of Star Wars ornaments. And as I'm putting the box away of this ornaments, the Star Wars ones are on the bottom of 5 or 6 ornament decoration boxes. I moved them off the table. I don't have my hands on the Star Wars ornament box and they fall.
Oh no.
And some of my Star Wars ornaments that I've had since the 80s broke.
Oh
no.
Oof.
Yeah. So
that's brutal.
Dave, hold on to those and be careful.
Yeah,
be more careful with them than I was. So
yeah, we got Jeff Swab in here says he's 50 years old and he got a Lego Star Wars gift set, it looks like. 50-year-olds giving each other Lego Star Wars gift sets. That happened in his household, I believe.
That'll be me in a few years.
Share us a picture when you make that Lego thing come to life, because that's a feat.
That is. And Brian Jonathan says, got a DC calendar. That's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, why not? Start the new year off with your favorite DC heroes. Why not? Johnny, what about you?
I did get a Star Trek varsity jacket last Christmas. It was a present to myself.
Hey,
nothing wrong with that.
You're allowed to
gifting to yourself is also counts. That's totally fine. What about you, Johnny? What is the nerdiest Christmas gift you ever got?
I've got a few that I want to go over. One is the actual the Doctor Who scarf that I'm wearing right now.
Nice.
Which is more function than form or fashion, because right now it's freezing cold in this house, so it's legitimately keeping me warm. One that from my childhood that I absolutely love to this day, I don't know how nerdy this is, but it brings back really happy memories, and I wish I still had this toy, was this Inspector Gadget doll.
Oh wow, dude, I had this. Yeah,
you had this too?
Yeah, I totally did. Yeah,
yes, this is the original Inspector Gadget with the voice by Don Adams, I think it is. And not the crappy Matthew Broderick film. That's trash. But this thing was like, oh, this was like the greatest Christmas present I ever received. And it had like,
I do remember
its
this.
neck extended. He could put on his go gadget.
Yeah, he
on
could.
It.
That's
his
crazy.
Legs extended. He had an extendable arm. It was just, this was the coolest toy I ever got in my life. And I still miss it to this day. But I'm not going on eBay and spending $450 for it. So.
Oh, whoa, wow, jeez.
Yeah.
That's
so
a big Inspector Gadget collector's market.
My goodness.
Wow.
But the one that actually happened recently, and I've said this before, I'm a Doctor Who fan, Scarf obviously, but this arrived 2013, 2014 or so, Christmas Eve. No idea who it came from, but it's this big poster of like the history of Doctor Who.
Oh, that's cool.
Told in the form of this like ancient tapestry that actually exists called the Bayeux Tapestry.
Right, yeah.
But the artist's name is Bill Mudron, Mudron. I don't know the correct pronunciation of his name, but it tells like the entire 50-year history of Doctor Who up until like, let's see, up until like the it was like the Christmas special a couple years ago, right before Matt Smith turned into Peter Capaldi. But to this day, I have no idea who sent it, or it just showed up at my door, and it was like literally a Christmas miracle.
Oh wow!
Yeah. And did you find out? Did you?
I did not find out. I never found out who it was. No one claimed it. No one said that who it was. Like, hey, did you get the poster I sent you? No, nothing.
Oh my God.
No, I think I vaguely remember you mentioning this. This was last year, right? Is that what you said?
No, this was like a couple years ago. This came out like right around when the 50th anniversary of Doctor Who came out.
Okay, all right.
So it's been a couple years.
That's such a cool gift. Why wouldn't you want to be responsible for being the gift
giver? I have no idea.
That's funny. What if it showed up at your doorstep by accident? And it was like, but it's still so perfect for you because you love Doctor.
No, well, I had posted about this on social media. I'm like, oh, look at this. This is really cool. And then a couple weeks later, it shows up at my door. So someone that knows where I live.
Interesting. Okay. Huh. You know what? I wonder if it's Josh.
Maybe. I don't know. But he never claimed it. He never said,
never claimed it, huh?
No.
Interesting. Okay. All right. I'm not going to put him on the spot. I'm just going to keep it rolling. A PX Previews Pop is a good holiday gift anytime someone's angling for something. I can see. We're definitely giving away a Previews Pop later on the show. All of my gifts are nerdy gifts because I'm a nerdy girl, a nerdy girl.
Oh, I love that.
But the Christmas before, this is Captain Quinn following up on his statement, his Star Trek varsity jacket. I did get all the Doctor Who specials and Christmas specials and a Star Wars Lego. I didn't build it, so I gave it to my cousin's son in September. Okay, that's nice of you. That's mighty nice of you, sir. Because I know those big ones are expensive.
I love this.
What was this one? My wife is not into anything I'm into. So last year she walked into a GameStop and asked them what's the most expensive thing they have for a man child.
Yes, best comment ever.
Oh God, your wife might want to work on the terminology, but okay.
Sure, yeah.
Oh, Captain Quinn says he knows that poster artwork. Says,
oh, okay.
Radar from MASH sent presents to anonymous people.
What?
Are we talking about the actor who played Radar on the MASH TV show?
Yeah.
How'd he get Johnny's address?
Information. I have no idea.
Is he following you on Facebook?
No one follows me on Facebook. I don't post
That's
anything.
interesting. Okay.
Maybe it was Santa Claus.
Maybe it was. And maybe it was, we're just going to blame Santa on that one, man.
Yeah.
You have
It's
to.
a Christmas miracle, like you said.
Troy, what about you? What was the nerdiest holiday gift or you got?
I've gotten plenty of, I'll be honest, I've gotten plenty of nerdy Christmas gifts over the years. Some of them not always wanted, to be honest. Like I remember one year my aunt and uncle got me these like superhero mugs, and I was just sort of like, I don't want superhero mugs.
Oh, I've got Star Wars mugs. I have like 2 sets of there's like 8 Star Wars mugs in my cupboard right now.
Like I literally have one mug, and I've used it and I've drank from it forever. like I don't know, and I just dropped it, so it's dead now. But like, yeah, I definitely have had my fair share. But I think the the most recent thing. Well, no, the most recent thing actually I had someone give me Thor Vikings, which is this Garth Ennis run from Marvel that is completely out of print. But before that, way back, I cannot express to you how pressed I was to get the Ghostbusters Fire Station. And my mom hooked it up. She got it for me, man. And like I was just obsessed with this thing. Like, and of course, she also got the Ecto 1, which was awesome.
Right.
And it comes with a little containment unit that you're supposed to place, like supposed to go in the basement technically, right? But you kind of place in there, and you zap ghosts, and they go in the containment unit or whatever.
And Troy got it and instantly broke. It's like, it's not screen accurate.
Right, it's not screen accurate. Right. And but I mean, I thought it was like awesome, and like I actually realized when I went to New York that I had missed the opportunity to actually go look at the actual fire station.
Oh, I've seen that.
You've seen that, yeah. I wish I had done that, but I never got a chance to go see it. So maybe next time I go to New York, I'll go check it out. Outside of that, beyond Ghostbusters, the other thing I was obsessed with was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And so the turtle van was also a big get. And I'm pretty certain this were two separate Christmases, because my Ghostbusters phase and my Turtles phase were separate, right?
They didn't line up.
And then there was a Batman phase, and then there was just anything Marvel phase, which I still have not grown out of.
Currently in that phase.
Right. But yeah, the turtle van was another big get, and I absolutely love that thing as well. So yeah. But yeah, guys, thanks for sharing. Oh, I said, Captain Quinn said, "Oh, I had a fire station too in the 80s." Yeah, it was definitely the 80s, sir. Absolutely. But yeah, thanks for sharing, guys. I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys jumping in, commenting, letting us know what your favorite nerdy gift is. But now it's time for us to gift to you. All right, Johnny, you ready for this? Because Johnny's going to MC the giveaway.
I am.
What is the first giveaway, Johnny?
All right, so our first giveaway, basically, we asked everyone on social media. Well, if you follow us on social media, Previews World and Free Comic Book Day, we asked, in Infinity War to defeat Thanos, how many possible outcomes did Doctor Strange witness? And we asked you to answer, and we're going to give away a Doctor Strange statue from Gentle Giant. I have it right here.
Cool.
Everything is intact.
Good to go.
So this will be sent out after the holidays. So basically, what I did is, from where we posted on the Free Comic Book Day Facebook and Twitter, and then Previews World Facebook and Twitter, we had this post on all those social media platforms. So I added up all the responses that we got, and then I used a random number generator to pick from that total amount. And when I got that number, I counted through one item at a time, or one post at a time, to get to the winning number. So
very
Doctor
random.
Strange, what's that?
I say very random.
And a lot of work.
And
It was a lot of work, but I didn't want people thinking that, I'm just going to randomly pick something live in the air. It's just going to be a big mess. I wanted this to be legit. We're doing this by the books.
Okay.
So there were, at the time of picking, there were actually only 29 posts altogether.
Okay.
So the winning number was number 18. So once I counted through, the Doctor Strange winner was Laura Tegan.
Oh, nice.
Giovanni. I apologize for butchering that
Perfect.
name.
Nailed it. Good job.
Yeah.
Might as well quit while you're ahead.
Yes. Oh, I was never ahead. But she got the correct answer of 14,605,000, and of course, only one in which they actually won. So,
all right. Yeah.
Congratulations, Laura. This is going to be finding its way towards you.
Yep. Woo! And we will contact you, Laura, and drop you a DM on. I'm assuming that was Facebook, right?
That was on Facebook, I believe. But I'll go back and I'll find all the original posts and I'll send them to you.
Yeah. And we'll contact you, and you just give us your address and we'll ship it on over to you.
Jack Hall says, is that the Scotty Young collection? Yes, it is.
It is.
Gentle Giants. All right, cool. Speaking of toys, how about we jump over to the Previews toy chest real quick? So your local comic shop, of course, is not just home to comic books, it's home to many things. So how about we introduce you to Cannon Doll X, and she shows you what's available at your local comic shop today, but in the toy section. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more. Check it out.
Hey everyone, Natasha here, and I'm going to give you a look at some of the new toys and collectibles in stores today. Here's your Previews toy chest for the week of December 22nd, 2021. Be sure to check with your local comic shop for availability. And to see more, head over to PREVIEWSworld.com/toy-chest. There you'll feast your eyes on more hot new collectibles.
All right, and thank you, Natasha. You can catch Natasha every Tuesday on Previous World social media, where she gives you a rundown of the new toys available at your local comic shop, because there's always new toys, and they're always available every single week at your local comic shop. So how about, let's just dive into the Superman giveaway first. Let's just do that real quick, because I mean, I feel like we've let people wait too long. Johnny, what?
Oh, we're doing that now?
Yeah, let's do it now.
We're so organized.
It's great. It's all right.
Well, first off, let me start this off by saying the original question for this was going to be who would win in a fight, Superman versus Santa.
Which we're still going to discuss because I have about 500 opinions on.
Oh, Lord.
Yes. So we will, maybe this should be an asinine arguments with Ashton then. So we're turning that into this all of a sudden.
Okay.
But did the same thing with, I went through and I counted all the submissions from Free Comic Book Day's Facebook and Twitter and Previews World Facebook and Twitter. In all, there were 147 entries. And let me just go down here. And we asked, in Death of Superman, what is the name of the villain that ultimately kills the Man of Steel? And again, once we went through and picked saw how many submissions there were, which was 147, we did a random number generator, which gave us number 41. And the winner is Wild Lake, and with the correct answer of Doomsday.
Okay.
So congratulations.
Go
All
Wild.
right. Go wow.
Wild out.
Wilding out.
With Nick Cannon.
With Johnny Rose.
All right. So anyway, let's get back to like what the original discussion was. And like, who would win in a fight, Superman versus Santa? And yeah, like I said, we're going to turn this into an asinine argument with Ashton. All right.
All right.
Okay, so I'm prepared to argue both sides of this because I have a lot of feelings.
Okay.
So why don't you lob this up, Troy? Because I have a feeling
you're
going to pick Santa because Superman is stuck with magic.
Well,
first of all, I don't like the way you said that.
I think we need to give a little bit of backstory here too, because this goes back to an argument that we've had months ago when we were arguing who would win, Superman versus Thor, and Thor's magic, so that would give him the advantage over Superman. Naturally,
Superman just rock his world. Y'all don't even know.
That is just progressively carried over into this, like, you know what? Who's also magic? Santa. So who would win in a fight, Santa Claus or Superman?
Yeah. Look, I mean, yes, I'm going to cite magic, but here's the thing. Okay, so no, here's my big thing. I don't know if in the recent years of Superman that magic is still an issue for him. I know that post-crisis Superman is going to get really dorky. Post-crisis Superman, magic was an issue. I don't know if they've changed that since DC Rebirth, I guess. It was the last relaunch they had. So it might not be the case anymore. But if we're talking about post-crisis Superman, I feel like Santa might get the jump on him and rip his throat out.
I don't, but see, that's my question. Like, does Santa have any, like, attack magic? Like, he's got defensive magic. He can go down a chimney and travel the world in one night. Like, that feels very defensive. What is he going to attack Superman with?
I mean, I in my headcanon, right?
Okay, great.
Santa, now we've seen Santa, like, he twinkles his nose, right? And then he can fly away and all that stuff, right? I'm assuming that those powers could also be used offensively and defensively, right?
Okay.
So I'm going to say that, yes, he does have the ability to attack, right? But I think the real question here is maybe, would they even fight in the first place? Now, I'll give you that maybe they wouldn't actually fight each other in the first place. Maybe there'd be some misunderstanding, a brief skirmish, and in classic comic book crossover scenario, they end up they're on the same side along, and then they just make friends. Maybe. But in my headcanon, Superman's going to have a tough time taking down Santa.
I could be convinced that there would be some sort of big misunderstanding that would ultimately lead to quite a wonderful friendship. I feel like they have a lot of the same values. However, I would very much like to witness Superman, like, launching cookies like they're throwing stars at Santa until he just, like, rips him apart with all of these cookies. Because I think that's how it would go down.
Unless Santa consumes all the cookies, because that's what he does. Like he just inhales all the cookies.
Well, isn't that like in Seven, that's like one of the ways they kill people. What if you just load Santa up with cookies until he explodes?
I don't think anybody's ever referenced Santa in the movie Seven in the same breath ever in life. That is hilarious. Actually, I do want to point out, Jake Powell made a great point. The reindeer can attack with their magic antlers. He could stick the reindeer on it, which might end up brutal. That might be a brutal scenario.
A group fight.
It might end up being a group fight. It just might be. Like, here's the thing. We know that Superman would fight fair. We don't know if Santa would fight fair.
That's fair. Okay, you're right. And you know what? You know those reindeers are jerks because they wouldn't let Rudolph play.
That's true. They are. They are jerks. So they're kind of vicious. We already know this. So maybe Rudolph might sit this out, but Johnny's just looking at us like, "Oh my God!"
I remembered briefly that there was a Robot Chicken sketch with like Santa Claus versus Superman.
Oh, there is.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, whoa! I didn't even know this. Okay.
Neither did I.
I'm as we're talking about this, I'm like, wait a minute, did that happen or did I imagine it? And like, there's I'm not gonna bring it up, but like, if you want to search it on YouTube, there's Santa Claus versus Superman, Robot Chicken. But Jim Granahan says Santa has the elf army at his disposal.
Also true. Also true.
So then, like, let's just make it the Justice League versus everybody in the North Pole.
No, that's not fair.
Claus is gonna knit everyone to death.
Oh man, that might be brutal too. She might actually do that. Actually, now think about it.
Saying if Santa can be anywhere at the same time, how can Superman keep up with Santa? He'd have a hard time hitting him.
That's a very good point. That's an excellent point. I'm saying it's looking good for Team Santa, Ashton. I don't know what to tell you.
I'm gonna be straight with you. I was gonna pick Santa. I talked about this with my boyfriend yesterday because I told him we were gonna talk about it. So I have to be fair. I stole pretty much all of my points from him because he's a huge Superman guy. He was the one that came up with the throwing star cookies, and I was like, "You're onto something there. I'm gonna steal that."
I mean, I actually want to see this fight. I'm actually gonna look up this Robot Chicken thing and hope that it has half of the imagination of what we just came up like in these last few minutes. Johnny, do you fall on either side of this at all?
I don't know. It's like I'm kind of like torn because I feel like in the grand scheme of things, Superman would probably let Santa win because he knows that the overall importance of Santa's place in the world is more important than what Superman's place is in the world.
Oh, interesting.
I think it'd be like a self-sacrifice type thing.
Wow.
Selfless sacrifice. That'd be interesting too. I actually want to see this comic now. I'm not going to lie. Just based off of all the things we described, I want to see this comic.
Well, the reason I looked this up is because for some reason I thought that there was an actual DC comic, like a holiday special or something that like tackled this.
Actually, no, DJ Young makes a great point. Just thought about the fact that they both have fortresses somewhere cold. Like isn't like the Fortress of Solitude Is it? Well, that's also a good point. Like, isn't the Fortress of Solitude in the North Pole? I know it's in the Antarctic, but I don't know if it's near the North Pole, right?
It's funny that you mentioned that because as I'm just looking over, I'm watching little bits and clips of the Santa Claus versus Superman that Robot Chicken did, and I have the sound off, but it looks to me basically that Superman's throwing a party in his Fortress of Solitude, and Santa Claus is like woken up and he's like banging on the door.
Ignorant. Just trying to have a good time. Here comes Santa.
Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus.
Santa's like knocking on the door, telling the Justice League to quiet down. So Jax says, so this is just a real estate squabble.
It is, yes. That's really what it's about. Oh my God, I love this conversation.
Superman's over here dropping my property values, man. Come on.
Right,
Take your loud music out of this neighborhood.
Right. And I'm sure Santa has lived there longer than Superman too. So it is really like a noisy neighbor scenario, probably.
Bad Neighbors 3, Superman versus Santa.
Who would win in a race? Like, who would win in a race?
Between Santa and Superman?
Yeah.
I feel like Superman would win a race. Santa's kind of out of shape.
But like
Santa's got that magic.
Right? The sleigh is the magic, right? Because he can travel is Santa traveling the world in one night? Is that happening faster or slower than Superman could travel the world?
Oh man, that's a good point. Well,
see, now we're gonna bring physics into this.
Man, that's a good question. Guys in the chat, help us out here. I'm stuck on that one because that's a very good point.
Okay, so is Superman's movement based on like physically moving in space from point A to point B? then he's physically moving towards an end goal, towards the end of the race.
Okay.
If Santa is using magic to just magically get from point A to point B, that's teleportation. That's like cheating. That's not technically a race.
That's cheating.
That's
But
a
no,
good
it's
point.
not, because he's got to go in. He's got to go down everybody's chimney.
Yeah.
He's got to leave all those presents.
No, it's a
gotta eat
race.
all
He's
those
not dropping
cookies.
presents here.
Right, but like, it's not just like a poof, 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 poof. Like
True.
this, he's on a mission.
He's not like Nightcrawler.
Right.
He has to see where he's going before he can actually get there.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Santa Claus is just gonna bamf out of there. It's like, see where it's going. Okay, point A, bamf. Point B, bamf. Point C.
Man, yeah. Someone get on this, man. I actually want this comic, I swear.
I love DJ Young says they're both in the HOA.
That's right. That's hilarious. Has been confirmed by NASA track. Look, Santa has been confirmed by NASA track. Sorry, I should pop this up. Santa has been confirmed by NASA track. Santa to have Star Trek tech. So he must also have Doctor Who tech too. So you say that Santa
To decide that.
apparently NASA decided that like he must have some sort of like technology. at
I
his
mean, it makes
disposal.
sense. He's got Time Lord technology. It's his bag is like a TARDIS. It's bigger on the inside.
That's a
That
good
is
point
true.
too. That's a good point. That's a good point. Oh
Santa
man,
is a Time Lord.
Santa could totally
How
like
did I not?
sack Superman, and then Superman would just be hauled to another dimension.
Oh, oh my gosh.
I think I love that. I think these are all great scenarios.
That's how it works. And Santa has more than a
Yeah.
billion. Santa has
Sorry,
more
we're
than a
looking
billion
at the
stops. Henry Cavill does not need to move. People move to him.
I mean, look.
Santa may operate on improbability drive rules. I
Okay.
forget, what is that from?
Yeah.
That's from
Is
isn't
that
that
Doctor-
Hitchhiker's? Isn't that Hitchhiker's Guide?
Maybe.
Those Hitchhiker's Guide.
Yeah, I think that is it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I'm like, I know that from somewhere.
I'm gonna look that up. Anyway, we should probably give away the prize.
Oh, true.
No, we did that. You said we went into the Santa Claus thing first. Remember? We
Oh, yeah, the doomsday thing. That's right. Yeah, we did
Oh
it.
yeah. Sorry, my bad.
See,
Okay.
Troy, I had a whole flow to this.
You did. I'm sorry, Johnny. My bad. My bad. Okay, we open up to the chat. Man, we're just gonna keep yelling at each other, I think, for this Christmas
Yeah,
episode.
so it
It's
was
just-
Wild
it's
Lake
just-
who won the Doomsday.
It's just like regular Christmas. Family gets together and they just end up yelling at each other. So there you go.
Perfect.
And if you want to play along at home, you can take this argument over to your family during the holidays.
There you go. All right. So are we ready for this Die Hard argument? Because I'm super ready for this.
Ooh.
I got notes.
Oh, I got notes too. How much time we got?
All right.
Why
all
did
right.
you write it on like the tiniest notebook?
You're like a
you
little
could find?
notepad.
It was all I had in front of me.
Like he was taking down minutes.
My manifesto. Shut up.
All right, here we go. We've got issues.
I disagree.
Johnny's stretching it out for this one. Like,
He's getting ready for
First
it.
of all, I just want to point out that Troy is watching Die Hard in the background on his TV.
that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Mr. Takagi's about to die.
Oh,
Yep.
spoilers.
Okay.
All right, Ashton, this is your floor. Let's go.
Why is it my floor?
Because we've got issues. This is normally what you do every single week. You usually take
Well,
the reins of it.
I think it's between you and me, Troy, because Ashton's kind of like the intermediary for this, I think.
You really?
Well, I mean, I have an opinion. And my selection is that I have chosen the most infuriating position possible, which is that
Shocker.
That's what I do. It could be either, depending on what point you're trying to prove.
Okay.
If you're trying to argue that it's a Christmas movie based on the themes that surround it, sure, it absolutely is, right? Like it's got, you got unwanted visitors. There's the Christmas sweater thing. You spend like most of your time on the phone talking to people you don't want to talk to, being asked questions you don't want to answer. There's snow for some reason in LA, and then a giant family fight that ends resolved, and everyone's happy. So, like, yeah, I mean, all Christmas movies typically have those themes. So, like, if you wanted to make the argument, you could. But on the other hand, Christmas is just happening around it. Like, it's not about Christmas. Christmas is just taking place around it.
Okay. All right.
So it depends on what you're trying to accomplish.
I mean, I feel like most stories, Christmas is just taking place around Christmas.
You have not watched any Hallmark movies, my friend.
Well, no, my mom has been watching a lot of them, and every time I see her watch, I'm like, ugh.
Tell your mom to call me because I watched 2 just last night.
Lacey Chabert has made like one hell of a living on Christmas movies.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
really? Is that where Lacey Chabert went to? That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
crazy.
yeah.
And the oldest sister from Full House. She's got like easily a dozen.
Candace
Hallmark
Cameron Bure, yep.
movies.
Oh wow, jeez. Okay, all right, never mind. I mean, my first thing was going to be, what is the criteria for a Christmas movie? Like that was going to be my main argument. I kind of feel like Ashton laid down some of it, but I don't know. I feel like the only thing Die Hard lacks from other Christmas movies is it's there's no snow in it. Like I don't.
Oh, that's all.
That's it.
Yeah, that's
And
it.
That's it. And they kind of implemented that at the end. They actually found a way around that by having the bearer bonds fall
Yeah.
from the sky at the very end of the movie, which I think is pretty clever. So I don't know, Johnny. Where are you coming from with this?
Where I'm coming from is the plain hard facts.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this right now to all the people who haven't heard it in the back. Die Hard is not a Christmas movie.
Oh my God. Okay, that was the hottest take of all time. Continue.
It is a movie that happens to take place during Christmas, and that's it. Let's go to the notes. Ho, 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 I have a machine gun. Okay, yes. First of all, Die Hard opened. Tori, first, okay, what time of the year do most Christmas movies get released into the theaters?
Okay, yes, Christmas time, but not all of them.
Majority of them, though. Die Hard opened up in July of 1988, in the middle of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And first, okay, I'm kind of with Ashton, and like, it can and it can't be. But for me, it's not, because for something to be a Christmas movie, Christmas has to be an integral part of the movie. It has to almost be a character itself. Die Hard does not fit that criteria, because could that movie happen at any other point in the year? Yes, it could happen during St. Patrick's Day. It could happen during Valentine's Day. It could happen during someone's retirement party. That holiday office party could be someone's farewell, like a goodbye, like, thanks for your years of service at the Nakatomi Corporation. There's nothing that means that movie has to take place during Christmas. You take the Christmas out of that movie, it's basically the same movie. You change a few lines and here and there, and it's the same. Also, there is about only 15 minutes worth of any kind of Christmas movie. I'm sorry, Christmas music, Christmas decorations, any kind of dialogue about Christmas. 15 minutes out of a movie that runs about 138 minutes. That equates to 11% of the movie with any kind of mention of Christmas in it. I don't think that's enough.
See, actually, somebody in the chat actually pointed out something that I didn't think about, but it's just a valid point, which is you say that, Christmas isn't integral to the plot, but the vault timer that they're trying to open in the movie is set to open on Christmas. Like it's just them waiting out the clock for Christmas. Like that's the entire, crux of the terrorists plot,
Okay, well, the vault timer, you take Christmas out of it. Like the vault opening to it being Christmas is not integral to the storyline, though.
Okay, all right. We got a couple of things in the chat here. What is Batman Returns come out this summer? Is Batman Returns a Christmas movie? What?
No.
Wow. I'll give you
no as well.
I would give you Iron Man 3.
Iron Man 3, not a Christmas movie. Gremlins, not a Christmas movie.
No.
Eyes Wide Shut is not a Christmas movie.
I forgot about Eyes Wide Shut. I don't even give you Eyes Wide Shut because I don't see anybody watching that for the holiday.
And technically, and I'll say this but with a caveat, technically Home Alone is not a Christmas movie, but it gets a pass because that is the Christmas being in that movie is an integral part of that story.
Yeah.
You take out the Christmas element of Home Alone and it just becomes a story of child neglect.
It becomes depressing.
Which is deeply upsetting for the holidays.
DJ Young agrees with you, by the way. He says, I agree. Not a Christmas movie. The Christmas part is needed in the movie to get John to California. Could have been any other scenario to get him out of New York City. I don't think so, though. I don't think so.
So then we're but Johnny's points. Take us home, Troy.
Okay, I mean,
No, I'm not done. I am not done.
Oh.
Okay, go for it. Go for it. Let's hear it.
So I watched this earlier today, and honestly, up until when Hans Gruber and his group come in there to wreak havoc, after they like from that point on, I have to be reminded that it's a Christmas movie by the Christmas elements coming into the movie. I'm like, oh yeah, this takes place during Christmas. The Christmas element is overshadowed by the action of the movie, I feel like.
Okay. All right. Actually, I'm glad you said that because that's going to be my main point. But I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and the one more, and I'm going to end on this because I'm taking up too much time here. I apologize, but I need to like say this because everyone's like, oh, it's a Christmas movie. No, it's not. I mean, I got so many other like, criteria that I could say, but I'm going to go to this one website here. Let me share this real quick. StephenFollows.com. He did like, this whole article on like using data to determine if Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Using beta? Oh, data. Okay.
DATA. And it's a pretty comprehensive article, but let me go down to
Jesus.
Oh my God.
This Google Trends data for the term Die Hard in the US. And you can see here, allow me to bring my graph out, that during Die Hard 4's release and A Good Day to Die Hard, then the Google information spiked. But it wasn't until like later on when some kind of trend where people started to think that this was a Christmas movie. So I think that the reason a lot of people are thinking that Christmas is a Die Hard or that Die Hard is a Christmas movie is because of mob mentality. So let me ask you this, Troy, and tell the truth.
Okay.
Before this whole argument came around, when you first saw the movie, did you think that that was a Christmas movie?
No, and actually, I'm glad you mentioned that. Here's the thing. I never thought it was up for debate until this argument kind of started to come around. And so that's kind of been my whole point is like, for as long as I've known of Die Hard and a couple other movies, I've always considered them, the Christmas movies, like whatever, like, and I think it's totally palatable as a Christmas movie. I'm going to get into my notes then, if that's okay, right?
Go right ahead. I yield the floor to the Honorable Troy Jeffrey Allen.
Oh God.
All right. I think it's totally palatable as a Christmas movie, even without snow, because I feel like that's one thing that people try to hold against it is Christmas movies have to have snow. It's like, okay, yeah, I can see why you would say that, but whatever. But truthfully, Christmas movies are really corny. And like Miracle on 34th Street, It's a Wonderful Life, White Christmas, like all those movies are corny.
Hold on, time out. White Christmas is a classic, sir. You take that back.
Ninja Rogers, Fred Astaire suck.
Let me argue, Troy, if I may. Let me argue something for your point to kind of counteract what I said earlier. To the fact that when I said Die Hard only has like 11% where they mention any kind of Christmas in the movie. The same actually goes for It's a Wonderful Life. The same goes for what's the other one? White Christmas. Minuscule amounts of those movies are actually about Christmas, but yet they had become Christmas movies. So I apologize, but continue.
No, it's okay. It's all right. Where's my okay? So anyway, like it's like I don't really like traditional Christmas movies. I got to be honest with you. And truthfully, I want something badass in a feel-good way, but I want something badass, right? And I feel like people just want to hate on it because it's violent. To your point, you say there's too much action in it for it to be a Christmas movie. I don't think that like eliminates it from being a Christmas movie. And I'll give you an example. Look at Home Alone. Home Alone is a different type of cartoon violence, but people you will find consider that more. You don't consider that, Johnny, but people consider that more of a Christmas movie than not, right? And
no, I do consider that a Christmas movie.
Okay, there you go. So, but at least with Die Hard, there are consequences for those actions. Home Alone treats the like violence like ha ha ha, it's so funny. Look at that. There's no real consequence to those actions, right? Die Hard at least treats those actions with consequence, which brings me to my other point here, right? So, you're familiar with the story of A Christmas Carol, right?
Yes.
All right. So let me describe that story to you, all right? Real quick. This is going to be a very brief version of that story, right? I know there are other details here, but I'm going to describe it to you. An arrogant and irritable main character who has turned away his own family is forced to acknowledge his shortcomings. In the process, he ends up regretting those lost opportunities and reforms in time for Christmas. That's Christmas Carol. That's also Die Hard. At its base, Die Hard is the story about a man reuniting with his family in time for Christmas. And what is Christmas actually about? It's not gifts. It's not about ugly sweaters, but family. So that is my whole thing. And I could get into this whole thing about maybe Argyle is the ghost of Christmas past because he's the first person to talk to John about Holly. Also, I want to point out that his wife's name is Holly.
Okay,
I want to point that out.
Oh, whatever. His wife's name could be Eve. That's a bit of a stretch.
But I feel like her name's intentionally Holly, though. Al is the ghost of Christmas present because he's getting him through the terrorist attack. Hans is the ghost of Christmas future because when he initially encounters him, there's that little fake out, but ultimately he will meet Hans in the end, right? Now, admittedly, I might be talking on my ass about the last bit of that, but there's something there. And Die Hard, I feel, is a Christmas movie, regardless. And also on that list is Nightmare Before Christmas, because we talked about this before. It was a Halloween movie or Christmas movie. It is also a Christmas movie and a Halloween movie. Lethal Weapon is a Christmas movie, and there's also family at the base of that.
People love that one, yeah.
Family's at the base of that. Gremlins is a Christmas movie. Family is at the base of that. Edward Scissorhands, Scrooge, which I know you were watching the other day, Johnny.
Oh, well, Scrooge. Yeah, well, that's a direct spin on
a Christmas
reimagining of a Christmas Carol.
Right. Trading Places, Christmas movie.
No.
Yes, The Ref is a Christmas movie. The Long Kiss Goodnight is a Christmas movie. Basically, any Shane Black movie that's not Nice Guys or Monster Squad is a Christmas movie.
I think we're getting a little loose here with the definition of Christmas movie.
So that's my stance. I'm just saying, I feel like people eliminate it because of snow and violence, and I'm like, I don't think that's a good. I don't think.
I don't think for me, it's just, and I said this earlier. It's like the holiday in question, and this could be like any holiday. If it's a Halloween movie, if it's an Easter movie, whatever, the holiday has to be intrinsically ingrained and necessary to the story. So much so that it's a character itself. You take out Christmas from Die Hard, it's still the same movie. And I'm not saying that Die Hard is a bad movie. It's a great action movie. Right. For me personally, I don't think it's a Christmas movie. And we are running kind of long, but I have an argument that puts everyone's perspectives and gives them all validation. If it's a Christmas movie to you, then it's a Christmas movie. If it's not a Christmas movie to me, then it's not a Christmas movie. This is one of those things that is subjective because, Troy, art is subjective, and films are subjective. What one person takes away from it is not going to be the same as what someone else takes away from it. I have never seen Die Hard as a Christmas movie in my eyes. Growing up, when I saw it, the Christmas element was just what took background to the action. It wasn't necessary to the story. So for me, it's just a good 80s action film. To me, it's not a Christmas movie. To you, Troy, it may be a Christmas movie, and that's perfectly valid. So I don't think overall, I mean, it's fun to get together and argue about these things, but it's subjective, really.
No, I get you.
When it comes to,
I got Jack Palin. He's like, ask yourself this: are you making the stand to be a hipster?
I'm not. I may look like one right now, but I am not.
I don't think any of us would describe ourselves as hipsters.
No, I am old and disgruntled. I am not a hipster.
I had a phase.
Old and disgruntled.
I had a skinny jeans phase. I'll admit that. I'm sorry, not this one. Sorry. Die Hard director John McTiernan has confirmed it is in fact a Christmas film. But I will point out, and I know what you're about to say, John.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis said it wasn't.
Bruce Willis said it wasn't. But Bruce Willis is angry and bitter.
Yes, that's true. That's completely accurate.
No, I will bring up this article that I got from Screen Rant. It said, this is from that director. It said, other people started to catch on. Let me go. Here it is. We hadn't intended it to be a Christmas movie, but the joy that came from it is what turned it into a Christmas movie.
Why are you reading that like you just learned to read?
I'm making sure that conveying the point. I can read good.
I could read good. Untapped resource. Dark Christmas movies, TV episodes.
We've got a lot of comments on this. Like we need to backtrack and get some people because you all have had a lot of stuff to say about this.
It is, yeah. I love it. Where are we at here? You going through these, Johnny?
Yeah. Let me just get back up. I'm trying to. Dave said, "I don't remember snow in Die Hard," but you said that's when the bonds were like
the bear bonds fall from the sky. Yeah. And there's definitely snow in Die Hard too.
The Baltimore's Time to Christmas is there yet? Okay, we read that.
Mm-hmm.
The Grinch is Christmas, and that's not Christmassy.
But it's about Christmas. It's
about Christmas.
It's about ruining everyone's joy.
Yeah. It's about Christmas, though. I mean, that's decidedly about Christmas.
You said Batman Returns came out in summer. Yeah, it's a Christmas movie. Same with Iron Man 3. Nope.
We did that. Yeah.
I agree. Because it's not a Christmas movie. The Christmas party is needed in the movie to get John to Cali. Could have been any other scenario to get him out of NYC. Take away all the Christmas and winter stuff. What do you have? John McClane is in his apartment in LA drinking whiskey. Yeah.
Valid.
Has one shot. No.
Right.
I'm just going out. Nope. Wrong.
What a Grinch, John. Oh God.
Right. What else we got?
Personally, I used to not consider Die Hard a Christmas movie, but my friends do, and if people on average see it as a Christmas movie, it's useful to consider it as such. I mean, again, I think,
you know what? We forgot about the key part.
What's that?
The poll.
Oh, we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to read because we're on the roll. Let's just read.
We're on a roll.
This was someone's sad senior thesis webpage.
Oh, the page. I actually want to check out this page now. I'm very curious.
Oh yeah, I see that. I got that too.
Why is it sad?
Well, it's one of the articles I use to argue this because whether or not the person is just like someone's senior thesis webpage, if you make a solid point, you're making a solid point.
Yeah.
He's got the data. That's interesting. I find that fascinating.
Is confirmed as fact. No one here considers themselves as hipsters, do they? No, we do not. Maybe
I had a phase, like I said.
Maybe people don't like traditional Christmas movies. What's traditional is to you is different from someone else. So like I said, it's all subjective.
Yeah, that's my whole point, actually.
If it's not specifically about Christmas, I don't think a movie qualifies as a Christmas movie. I mean, if you want to watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind and say it's a Christmas movie, I mean, if that's your holiday tradition, it could be whatever you want. If your tradition is to watch, Star Wars on Christmas, then that's a Christmas movie. It's whatever's Christmas to you. If something is a holiday tradition to you, and that's what you do to celebrate Christmas, then it's in your eyes a Christmas movie.
That's fair. What else?
That's the ultimate, the end all, be all end all argument, I think.
Actually, no. Dave's got a question here. Is Hawkeye? I just want an answer, a general answer. Is Hawkeye a Christmas show, or does it just happen during Christmas? And does it matter? But
I don't know.
Would you consider Hawkeye a Christmas show? I'm
still on the fence about that because it kind of meets the same kind of criteria that I'm arguing of that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Mm-hmm. When I watch Hawkeye, I don't feel a certain way about Christmas. It's just, but I mean, it's a new show. Like it hasn't even, today is the last episode. So, I mean, it may become a holiday tradition. If people gravitate towards it, then it may become that. But I think it's too early to say. But is it specifically about Christmas? No, it's not. Christmas is the backdrop. But if someone latches onto that, then hey, more power to them.
Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, let's take a look at this poll because this was supposed to be a short show and ended up being a regular.
Oh no, I knew this was going to be a long one.
We've got lots of feelings about tons of weird topics.
Yeah,
I've had the need to vent this for a while. So
yeah, apparently,
I apologize.
You've been holding on to this one.
Some deep-seated anger about Die Hard, so I apologize.
Who created this debate for you? Like, was it just the internet or?
No, it was like a couple years ago before I started working for the company. I was working in radio and I was talking to some of the on-air production people and they were saying it was. I'm like, what are you talking about? What am I in Bizarro World? What is this? And like, yeah, it takes place during Christmas. I'm like, that's it. And that was their only argument.
Okay.
So
that's a weak argument. I think Troy did a lot better.
So we have, admittedly, I was talking on my butt for some of that stuff, but still. But I do consider it a Christmas movie. All right. So what do we have here? Yes or no?
So it's that time of year we're digging out a classic debate: is Die Hard a Christmas movie? We've already gone over this enough. I'm not going to really pontificate on the fact anymore. Today, Troy, my heart has grown 3 sizes.
Oh my gosh, this is so corny.
Well, Troy did say Christmas movies are corny. It's a Christmas miracle. I have seen, but no, it's kind of what I said earlier. I personally don't believe it is, but I am perfectly fine with people believing in that. If they want to believe that Die Hard is a Christmas movie, I'm okay with that. So I am going to say yes. And 87.8% would agree.
There you go.
It's a blowout.
It's a blowout.
And a lot of people in the chat were saying that it is a Christmas movie. So I was just going off of what they were saying. So
all right, fair enough. All right, we should let this one lie. We should give away the Galactus Pop because I know people are waiting and we made them wait too long. So Johnny, this 10-inch Galactus Pop, this monster pop.
Yes.
Who's the winner?
All right, so for the Galactus Pop, we had 50 answers with this. We did a random number generator, and the number was 44. And going through all of the submissions, we had Jason Knowlton, who said Galactus's favorite holiday treat this year is wreath, right after a nice helping of Landfall.
That's unfortunate.
I don't get that, but I do want to go over some of these answers real quick, because we had a whole bunch of people that were submitting some good stuff in terms of like what Galactus's favorite holiday treat is. So let me just do a screen share here real quick from the Free Comic Book Day Facebook page. Someone said Twinkies.
Twinkies, yeah, of
or
course.
Marvel versions of Twinkies, Twinkles, and that's a reference to a panel from. Oh, actually, no, it's a reference to an ad.
An actual ad. Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, where someone was like trying to if Galactus is hungry, why don't you give him some of these Twinkies? They're my favorites. So, okay, well, there's our Twinkies money. There was this time that Squirrel Girl convinced Galactus not to eat Earth by showing him a much more filling planet covered with nuts. So I guess Galactus's favorite holiday snack would be chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Oh my God, that's clever.
That's great. 5 golden Saturn rings.
Cute.
Space Raiders crisps. Fantastic fruit cake.
Okay.
Mars bars. We saw
Oh
that.
my God. Why is everyone so clever?
I know. It's too bad we couldn't get the Santa Claus versus Superman argument up. Troy.
Sorry, my bad. That was on me.
That's right. A planet-sized Terry's chocolate orange, planets or Hershey's peppermint kisses, Milky Way bars, moon pies.
Moon pies.
That's good. That's
a good one. Twinkies.
The Milky Way. Yeah, that's a good one.
Those just fruit pies. It can't be the Milky Way because he is galactose intolerant.
Oh my gosh.
This is so good. The audience, shout out to you guys, man.
Yep.
You guys are really clever. I love it.
So thank you everyone for all the amazing answers. So,
I also saw you skipped one. It said peas on Earth.
Oh wait, hold on. Did I?
That was a good one too.
Peas on
Oh
Earth.
my God.
I love it.
Yeah.
Cosmic brownies. Oh, I love cosmic brownies.
Those are some really good ones, guys. Shout out to you guys. Seriously.
And that was just on the Free Comic Book Day Facebook page. Like there are more answers on Previews World and Facebook and Twitter, but if you want, go and look at them yourself because there's some good answers in there.
So, how about Ashton does a comic shop shout out, then we do our goodbyes, and then we do the Free Comic Book Day thing. All right. Ashton, what is this week's free comic shop shout out? I can't talk.
Nice. This week's comic shop shout out goes to Greg's Comics in Mesa, Arizona. This was our comic shop shout out last week, but we fumbled the ball a little bit and forgot to share some pictures. So we're going to do it again so we can do it properly and give them the love they deserve. If you want us to shout out your local comic book shop on the show in a future episode of Previews World Weekly, find us on social media, tag your shop. If they don't have a handle, leave their name and use the hashtag #SupportYourLCS. We'll find your shop, shout them out on the show, and give them some love.
All right, cool. And I want to remind you guys to follow, subscribe to me at Previews World, right? And Ashton represents the Free Comic Book Day side. Where can they find you, Ashton?
At Free Comic Book Day on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Come hang out and yell and see the comics you can get for free.
All right. And I want to remind people the holiday gift guide is available right now on our website. Definitely check it out if you're looking for some last minute gifts for the geek in your neighborhood, or in your home, I should say. The geek in your home. Plenty of cool stuff to definitely take a look at. I'm going to make a call right now, guys. I'm going to say no new episode next week. We deserve a week off.
I thought we already decided that.
Did we decide that? Okay,
I didn't know that, but all right.
Yeah, I don't think we actually decided that. I think Johnny had kind of decided.
I'll make the call.
I'm down.
We're taking a break for the holidays. We want everyone out there to say. I want to say to everyone out there, thank you for watching. We have a lot of fun doing this show. This has been one of our more fun episodes. We just get a chance to relax and do some geek talk and just all bond over the nerdy stuff that we all love. So thank you everyone. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for commenting in the chat. Thank you for watching us, and please stick with us. We hope to do more of these giveaways in the future. So
all right, and I want to say George Petzold, yes.
Yes.
Fed comes out next week. we will definitely be there. We definitely will have opinions when we show back up in 2 weeks. So nothing spoilery, as we promised. We don't do that here, but we're just going to get some quick reactions and move on. And that's it for Previews World Weekly, guys. Here is the Free Comic Book Day items for 2021, and then that'll be followed by Greg's Comics in Pennsylvania. And happy holidays, guys.
Happy holidays.
No matter what you celebrate, happy holidays. Catch you guys later.
Comic book fans, Ashton here for Free Comic Book Day.
In 2022, Free Comic Book Day is returning to its traditional first Saturday in May date, so be sure to mark your calendar for Saturday, May 7th, 2022. It's bound to be one of our best yet. For this year's event, we have an incredible lineup of comics you can get absolutely free at your participating local comic shop. So, let's start by looking at our 11 gold sponsor titles. Those were the 11 gold sponsor comics available at all participating comic shops on Free Comic Book Day. But that's not all. There are plenty more comic books you can pick up for Free Comic Book Day. So, let's take a look at the rest of the titles. There you have it. The 11 gold sponsor titles, together with the 35 silver sponsor titles, make up the 46 comic books you can get absolutely free on Saturday, May 7th for Free Comic Book Day. Be sure to head over to freecomicbookday.com for more info on all the books and to find a participating comic shop near you. Until then, I'm Ashton, and I'll see you on Free Comic Book Day.
Don't forget that you can catch Previews World Weekly streaming live every Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific at Previews World on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch.
Yippee-ki-yay.